so much in the class this year in Starting Point. I have loved teaching it for about 13 years. It's my favorite course to teach. Now I know that Turning Points in Western Thought will also be as equally fun. Starting Points is a lot of discussion. Students are reading every week and discussing. There are no wrong answers, and we do not correct each other. What have you thought about the discussions this year?
I think, at least in our class, people are very open to discussing our worldview, especially our worldview. We've done a lot of writing in the class, which I could say I was not very experienced in writing at the beginning, but I have become from here to here in the writing level.
Yes, you have.
And discussion-wise, I think there couldn't be a better fit in our class. The books that we were reading, Mere Christianity is a very good one. Assumptions, The Deadliest Monster, which goes along with Frankenstein. We're looking at the dual nature between our selfish side and how we actually want to go. But it's very good.
I like that we all get in the Word at the beginning of the semester so that we can see what the Word has to say about the worldview questions. Like, if there's a God, what's He like? So we actually spend 2 weeks reading verses just about God because there's a lot. And even in that, I didn't cover it all.
Yes, it was all the worldview questions. Where did life begin? The resurrection, what is the nature of God? What is the nature of man? And all of those we answer with a paper, or we do some Bible study, and then we discuss it. We discuss it in class. What is the nature of man? And there are many categories of the nature of man, and that's what you're going to find in this course.
And one of my favorites is, what is the cause of suffering and evil in the world? We spend 2 weeks looking on those verses too. And so I want to tell you about the new course.
I'm excited for it.
Thank you. For years, I've been trying to find a course that would be like a sequel, another option for students who want a worldview class, but it's just a little different. And I've been putting together apologetics for a number of years because I've been teaching Starting Points for 13 years.
Oh.
But I couldn't find, there was a missing element, and I found it on a Valentine's Day this year. And it is called World Empires, World Missions, and World Wars. And it follows Starting Points exactly time-wise, chronologically, because we're ending up with the American Revolution and the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution. Right after that, well, we're done, but this book picks up with the French Revolution, which was in sharp contrast to the American Revolution, and Napoleon, and it goes on and all the way up through our world wars here in America. I'm excited about it because it is not a typical history book. I've looked at so many world history books, and they're all the same as far as you read the material, you discuss it, you write papers, you take tests, but it's usually reading and...
What would the discussion look like in class?
In this discussion, there is going to be a rotation. Every 4 weeks, it's different. So we have a unit every month. For instance, for example, in September, we'll start with Napoleon. And we'll have 4 weeks that we're covering this time period. At the same time that we are discussing Napoleon, we're discussing someone who is very famous in the Christian world, William Carey. Not many of us know anything about William Carey, but you didn't. I mean, I've heard his name and that's it. But he is known as the father of world missions, and he influenced far greater people than Napoleon did.
Wow.
Each unit, we will study what's going on in the Christian world as well. And so we can see how it all works together, how the Spirit of God was moving in the world. During the World Wars, there were amazing miracles we'll study. During the Industrial Revolution, we'll see how the church responded to the stresses and strains on family life because of the Industrial Revolution. Diana Waring has tried to make, and has done an excellent job, putting together a course that appeals to all the learning types. So those who love to read and write, that's there. Some students love expressing themselves. Others enjoy hands-on projects, and even some enjoy research. This course makes research fun and more interesting because on the website for History Revealed, there are many links that you can click on and just research all week long, and we get together and you share your research with us.
Wow, sounds fun.
Yeah, and it may be architecture that you're interested in that time period, or it could be music. Or you might want to read a biography about a world leader, or a novel from the time period. You get to pick, and there are so many links. So you're going to learn research skills. You can also go off and do your own research. It doesn't have to be limited to her links, but there are so many to choose from. I could get lost just reading all the material and listening to the music, looking at the art of that time period. So when we get together that week, we're all learning from each other. Week 1, we will discuss the history chapter and all the recordings you will be listening to, audio recordings. So when we get together, we're talking about maybe 5 different audio recordings and 1 chapter. The chapter is not hard to read. We'll get together and discuss that. We will also discuss a chapter 2 from Unapologetic that we're studying.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Week 2, you will share your research. And we'll also discuss Unapologetic, 1 or 2 weeks. And this is excellent college prep because there's a lot of group study efforts that go together. And so you can be learning that. This is an excellent college prep course, by the way. The copyright attorney for the Warings had her student in private school until her senior year, and she got her into this course, the Modern World History, and she said it was the best college prep history she'd ever seen. The 3rd week is hands-on. So there's always people in the class, they would rather do hands-on every week, but at least they'll get it once a month.
They'll get a small taste from it. Some people might enjoy art or architecture, and some people might enjoy dancing, as you said.
Yes, yes. And during week 3, they may choose to bring a recipe from that time period to class. Everyone will work on maps because we want to know exactly where all this is happening in the world. There's a science experiment, art. So we'll come together and people will share their hands-on and, again, discussing a book on apologetics. 4th week every month is the week that you were hinting at a while ago. It's called Expression. And that is a great time to be with a team or just one other member of the class to present something. For instance, you may choose to express yourself in movement, which would be dance or pantomime. You may do drama. You may come up with a skit, or there are ideas in the book. There, under each area of expression, say there's 7 areas of expression, there's at least 3 suggestions. You pick one. You spend a whole week preparing that to present to the class. So you're going to be earning your credit in speech because twice a month you're going to be in front of us.
How many credits does this cover?
4. You will earn a credit in Modern World History, 1 in English, 1 in Sociology, which is studying peoples and people groups and how they've developed and institutions and how they've developed. You will earn 1/2 credit in speech and 1/2 credit in research skills.
Wow, that sounds interesting. I can't wait.
I'm glad. The reason for Turning Points in Western Thought is it is the most important time period to understand where we are in America today. It is the philosophies that were developed in the 19th and 20th centuries that are being discussed in philosophy courses in college. Very little or no attention is given to ancient philosophy. It is all the modern. Therefore, we begin with studying these philosophers who have caused many changes in man's thought. We can begin to understand why our culture does what it does so that we're not so confused by what's going